This video is going to break down the exact steps you need to take to actualize your dreams, whether you are trying to start a side hustle or maybe do some self-improvement so that you can actualize the relationships that you want, whether it's friendships, whether it's a romantic relationship, so that you can manifest what you desire. We're here to take you from stuck to successful. And since we're all about action, that means you'll have the exact steps to take and the strategy. Yes, we love strategy in order for you to actualize your improvement and become that better, best version of yourself in the next few months. Because remember what they say, you're only ever 6 months away from a completely different life. I'll also give you a system to use for more productivity, because without systems, everything is left to chance. And when things are left to chance, nothing gets done, no one's productive, and no one's happy. So if you want to get to where you want to go, let's dive right into the video. So whenever anyone says that they're stuck and unsure of how to make changes in their life, there's always 3 considerations to make when you think about where you are versus where you want to be. Because no matter what advice I or anyone else gives you, if you don't have that desire to change, then you never will. You have to find that resilience. You have to find that motivation. You have to find that fire. And usually it is when we are in our pain and our trauma and we are so tired of our own bullshit where we decide, okay, we're actually going to change. I know I was in that space for so long and I didn't know my way out. So if that's you, just know that that can be a great tipping point. When the iceberg hits, when the iceberg collapses, you have to find safe grounds. You have to swim to the shore and save yourself. So if you want to rescue yourself, the first thing I would say is, what is holding you back? What do you need to let go of or change? Are there toxic people in your friendship circle? Are there naysayers? Is there a lot of competition around you? Are you filling your environment with things that motivate you, inspire you, or drag you down? Number 2, are you dreaming versus doing? And what's the main block and reason behind that? Because there's always a reason why we procrastinate. Is it lack of confidence? Is it fear of judgment? Maybe that others will judge you. I mean, do you know how many times I've been called cringe on the internet? And do you know how many times I just don't care? Get clear and honest with yourself, because when you're clear and honest with yourself, you can move into taking that aligned action, taking that first step, going after your dreams and admitting to yourself that you're tired of all the things you've been doing the same old. So when you're tired of something old, you're ready for something new. And that comes down also to 3, like, how bad do you want that change? Things take sacrifice and determination, and growth can be hard because it challenges our perceptions, our beliefs, and our thoughts, but it's also the most fulfilling thing in the world. So remember, when you are up against change, when you are changing, you will hit resistance because you have to let go of everything that society has taught you, everything that your parents, who may have not been as expansive as you would think or hope, part of your upbringing, who told you no? We live in a society that conditions us to think for ourselves. Not for us to think for ourselves, but for them to think for ourselves. It programs us with what we should want in life, what we should chase. And if we don't actually take some time out, what we're actually calling in, then we're never going to find that fulfillment. We're never going to awaken to our purpose, our soul's purpose and mission. And this is how you figure out all the answers to your own life. You start to ask yourself big questions, because so many of us fly through life not questioning. We take for granted the answers that we have already been given by society, by the programming, the unconscious programming of the world, what big businesses would like us to believe. We have to start questioning, what are our values? What are our motivations? What do we desire? Okay, so we are kind of on a tangent, but I now want you to think about when you see what changes you want in your life, when you see, wow, I really have to dedicate that 1 hour a day in order to create my own life. Like, think about it. If you go to work and you're spending 9 hours a day, being told what to do, you don't think you can carve out an hour a day doing something that you love, that is either, for your soul and heart or for maybe business growth, maybe a side hustle, maybe you're a financial advisor and you work at a bank or an institution, but maybe you dream of being able to start your own financial advisory platform on social media and being able to go, sky is the limit in digital marketing. So when you decide what it is you want, you need to start breaking down a strategy. A strategy is just a system to make things easier, and that strategy can just be daily tasks, weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. Daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly goals. Write it down. Make it real. If it stays in your head, it stays in the impossible dream world. But if you write it down, it becomes conscious. It becomes a thing. So make it a thing. Make your daily goals a thing. Make your weekly goals a thing. Make your monthly goals a thing. Remember, every little improvement is important.
Every little improvement is important.
I know it can be hard to see any real growth when you're doing the work, but like James Clear says in Atomic Habits, you get 1% better every day. And that 1% compounds. It's kind of like, a good analogy is investing in the stock market. If you invest every week, let's say $50 or $100 a week, are you going to be rich in a month? Are you going to be rich in 6 months? No, but are you going to have more money than you ever imagined in 30 years and be able to retire on it? Yes. It's because our choices compound, and the work that we do on ourselves, on our personal development, on our self-growth, it all compounds. So it's kind of like when people build a money mindset, when they go from lack to limitless, when they go from, stuck to successful. You do so much work, and then all of a sudden you see the fruition of all that work in your life. That's what manifestation is. It's putting in the work. It's energetically becoming that person you need to be in order to achieve the goals you want to achieve. And then all of a sudden you look around and you're like, wow, my life is completely different because you did the work. So don't get overwhelmed at doing it all at once. Just allow yourself to take the journey of small shifts, and you'll be rewarded the big rewards in due time. Okay, so something that I think will really help you is how I schedule my day. Of course, you're gonna have to figure out how you schedule your day, but I break down my week, and on Monday and Tuesdays, I'll do my life admin. I'll do most of my emails. I'll do my bills. I'll get all of that out off the table because it allows me to be more creative as my week goes, because I know that I don't have as much focus on Thursday and Friday. So on Thursday and Friday, I want to be in a creative state. I'm a musician, but I also run Creative Life School, and I have about 100,000 followers across social media as of right now. So I have a lot of different energies, a lot of different things I need to focus on that take my energy away. And I know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if I get all the things that I need to get done, I also run social media for a couple corporate clients. So if I'm really proactive in like the admin of what I need to do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I can flow with life on Thursday and Friday. Because on Friday, I know that I'm more thinking juicy weekend vibes instead of work, work, work. But also my work is very creative, so I can work through the weekend if I choose to. It's just that I know that all of my certain tasks and important tasks are already done. So it's a weight off my shoulders, which I feel helps us achieve our goals, because we have to stay in that energy of play. We have to stay in that energy of adventure and inspiration and seeking out inspiration and adventure. So I know this because I know myself, but I encourage you to get to know yourself. Study your own patterns, study your own habits. That's what this channel, Creative Life School, is all about. You getting to know your patterns, your habits, your energy, so that you can optimize your life and achieve all of your goals and manifest that shit. Every day will be different, but when you can get to know your patterns and habits, you'll be able to be more efficient. You'll be able to make better plans and utilize your energy in the best ways so that you become a productive powerhouse. Also, I really recommend that you schedule a sort of mini check-in or just a large check-in, whether it's through working out and movement, yoga, journaling, time in nature, walking. Take breaks, as many as you want without getting away from the larger goal, in order to really ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I processing? Is there anything that I need to shift into focus? Do I need to just sit down and breathe for 10 minutes? Maybe even give yourself time and space to count your wins. So many of us run through life and run through the day, not really appreciating all that we do. We're living on automatic, and when we can really slow down, we start to hear our intuition more, we start to trust ourselves, we start to be more present. And also know that insight, creativity, further knowledge, it comes when we show up to do the work. As a songwriter, I can't fully write a song when I hear it in my head. I'll only hear the hook. But when I sit down at that piece of paper, then the whole song will flow. But unless I show up to that piece of paper, then I'm never going to write that song. It'll stay as one little hook in my head, and I'll never actualize my potential as an artist, as a writer. So figure out how you get into flow, how you get into flow state, so that you can get there every day, the quickest possible. That's what I do, and that's what you can do with these tips that I'm sharing. You have to show up for life if you want it to show up for you.
You have to show up for life if you want it to show up for you.
So let's break this down a little deeper and ask ourselves some questions that can shine a little light of awareness. So 1, what do you need to let go of and change in your life? Can you put your phone on airplane mode for 2 hours so that you can do deep work? What are you avoiding underneath the procrastination? Is it hurt? Is it pain? Is it fear? Is it past failures? I empathize with that because I wrote a book in my late 20s and I had a popular blog, and after 6 months of talking to the publisher, it fell through and it broke my little young artist heart, and I actually gave up that blog, and it put me on the music path, which I'm grateful for, but I left doing what I was doing because the pain was so massive, and it wasn't just about becoming successful and rich and famous. It wasn't about that. It was that I felt I had a real message and a pure message, and I felt that it was so, like, it was kicked in my face, and that this world was just kind of unfair. And that was a story that I lived with a little too long, and I saw it really negatively affect my manifestation process for a while. It really affected my life, and it kept me away from doing what I loved because I constantly felt like, what does it matter? You know, no one appreciates this. Even though I had an audience of thousands, I mean, I didn't post for a year and I would still have over 100,000 monthly visitors the following year after not posting for a year. So that tells you that there was an audience. It's just that in my mind, I succumbed to limitation, and I don't want you to go there too, you know? So ask yourself how you can make these improvements, you know? About putting your phone on airplane mode, you can do that deep work. You know, I know in my business, like, I'm never going to write that other book if I don't do these little things. So ask yourself what little improvements you can make so that you can achieve that bigger goal, and stop lying to yourself and saying you don't want something because you're afraid of the hard work that it takes. Because that hard work is actually going to help you actualize into the human being that you need to be, that you came here to be. Not that you need to be. I'm not telling you you need to be anyone. But you came here to be a very powerful human being. And we all came here to be better than we are today, right? Because we're all here to self-actualize and utilize our gifts and talents. And if you want to argue with that or disagree, that's fine. If you think you came to Earth just to be a gamer for 6 hours a day, that's cool. I'm not judging, but if you're attracted to me and my channel, my energy, I bet you want to actualize. So it will help you get into that space within yourself. Okay, so let's flip the script for a little bit, because we're going into so much potential and ideas, but I want you to start looking at what you already are good at. It's like, you know that gratitude is the most powerful energy, and when we can feel gratitude, we can show up more fully in our life and manifest more and all of that. But when we can look at ourselves and say, wow, I'm really already good at this, and value ourselves on a deeper level, then we value life on a deeper level, and it helps us make that cross between where we are to that more powerful version of ourselves. So number one, what are your strengths? What are people always complimenting you on? What would you do if you didn't have to worry about finances or money? What would you pursue? Whether it's just for a passion, or perhaps it is for something that you are dreaming of doing, like creating your side hustle into a full-time thing. When you really deep dive into what you can let go of and what you're already good at, you can start to trade the time of the things that you cut from your life into the time of things that develop you. Maybe taking a course or reading a book or developing a new skill. And that shifts you from who you were to who you want to be. So that is the equation in itself. Cut the fat and become the actualized master by dedicating that time into those new skills, hobbies, learning experiences. Because when you shift from wasting time to creating time, you're going to have a massive energy shift in your life that positively affects you. And you're going to feel more confident and inspired. Because everything that you absorb, TV, words, music, people around you, everything imprints on you. So if you can get rid of the noise by cutting all the distractions, then you start to find your authentic voice on a deeper level, and you become a more sexier, expanded version of yourself. So explore yourself. Explore your mind, read more, spend more time in nature, turn off Netflix, turn off your phone, put it on airplane mode for a few hours. Get rid of the distractions, the little energy drainers, and let discipline, let focus, let determination, let motivation sink in, because the more good you feed, the more shit leaves. It's like a giant flush from your system. It's like taking a giant laxative. Laxative for your soul. You know, you can manifest what you want when you are calm and in your power, because when you are content, the universe is shown like, wow, this person really is standing in their authentic power. If you want more help to master manifestation, you can check out my course, 30-Day Manifestation Mastery. I also have a free masterclass, Manifestation Masterclass, and both of those links are down below. I really would encourage you, whether it's the paid course or the free training, to go through it, get a journal, start unblocking, and ask yourself how you can make the shifts that we talked about today. We are here to actualize. We are here to become the best versions of ourselves, and I really appreciate your time. If you got to the end of this video, write oat milk down below. And remember that a life is only wasted if you don't spend your time trying to reach your potential. It's not all about achieving, it's the journey. As corny as it sounds. We're always rooting for you. I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. This is Creative Life School by Garrett Paknis.